This is so stressful. Okay, come on, put yourself together. Hi guys, it's Alice. No, I can't. Give me a second. Hi guys, it's Alice. So if you haven't seen me before, welcome to my channel. Bit of background. This is Charlotte. I will link her channel down below so you can go and subscribe to her if you haven't already. We are both going into our second year of uni. So we thought that we would just sit together and film some videos, kind of giving you guys advice on what to know going into it. So this video is going to be things I wish I'd known before starting uni. And then on Charlotte's channel we are going to do
a fresher's survival guide.
That will be linked as well if you would like to see that. So we're just going to go straight into it. If you want to watch that, then just keep going. Number one thing that I really wasn't aware of before going into uni was that there honestly is a club event every single night of the week. Like I thought, oh, you know, you just have Fridays and Saturdays and then maybe one student thing in the week. But honestly, any night you would like to go out, there will be something on.
Yeah.
Which I was completely unaware of. So if you're ever in the mood, do not be like, oh, I've got to wait like 3 days. You can just go, which is something I did not know.
That was my flatmates messaging me. So my first one is, just because you're meant to be grown up doesn't mean that people will be. Because I had a lot of people that were very childish and mean. Oh, we had pranks in our kitchen. Just because you're all like 18 doesn't mean that you're going to be surrounded by grown-up people. There are some very, very immature people that you will come across. I certainly came across a lot. We still don't know who did it. We think we know, but
that's like it's just disgusting. This is probably TMI, but I'm just going to put it in there anyway. Buy extra underwear because you won't do laundry. I lived in gym clothes, and so when it came to washing my clothes, I'd run out of underwear, but I didn't have enough clothes to like fill up the washing machine. We weren't allowed colour catcher sheets in our laundry thing, so we had to do like whites, darks and colours. So by the time I'd ran out of pants, I had like 2 tops to wash. I literally went to Primark and bought
I always
£2 packs. And that is a very odd tip, but you will thank me for that later on in life.
Don't leave bread in a cupboard. Freeze it and take it out piece by piece so you don't waste any. The amount of bread that I used that went mouldy because you would like leave it in the cupboard. I put like 2 pieces of bread in a sandwich bag and like had individual sandwich bags with 2 pieces, so I had enough for a sandwich to just take them out each day.
I would just like take it out of the freezer and just put it in the toaster.
Because I would never use the bread enough because otherwise you were just wasting bread. Some people left those on the microwave and it would just go mouldy.
Okay, this is a slightly more academic based and I feel like you would have heard this a lot. Basically, in case you're not aware, I do psychology and Charlotte does...
I do TV production, so mine's more creative. And
I had a lot of writing. I don't know how much coursework you had.
We had more coursework, but it was a lot more like practical based.
Like, it was like about the stuff
it was about what we'd made.
Okay.
It wasn't having to know theory and
stuff.
Yeah.
So because mine was a lot of like theory and books and stuff, reference as you go along, and that sounds like really obvious, but I know so many people who would just not do that. They would write like a little quick note, but then when it came to the end of it, they couldn't find where they'd reference something, and it meant that their essay would fall apart because they didn't have the reference for it. So what I would sometimes do, even when I was like planning my essay, was I would find all the references I wanted and just put them in a document like straight off the bat, so that when I was done I actually had already done the referencing at the beginning. I sound a bit like a mother, but do your referencing, please.
Also, know what referencing you need to do.
Yes, what style of referencing.
What style of referencing your university.
Do you do Harvard?
We do Harvard, but I messed up my referencing in my one essay we had to do, and I got a D in it because I'd referenced but like I hadn't actually referenced it within the essay. So I had the bibliography and like the referencing, but I hadn't like cited next to each thing.
And also with Harvard there are so many different types. That's why I decided to do APA, which is like the American Psychological Association. This is a weird tip thing. If you ever don't know the reference for something, what I would do is I would find another text that used the same reference I did and then just copy it from their reference list, because then they will have already written out the whole thing. Then it was all done for me.
The £10 iron that you bought you will not use. I bought an iron.
Did you actually do
I took an iron with me. I had a little ironing board that was one of those ones you put on a desk, and I didn't use it once.
No.
I didn't even use the one that they provided once.
No, I did not iron anything.
I used my iron the week before I left. Went home. So I literally not used it the whole year. That was the one time. And it was like, I've wasted this £10 on this iron that I've not used. Don't buy an iron.
This isn't really a tip, this is just something to be aware of. Fire alarms. Oh, everyone was saying that during freshers they had all these fire alarms, and I was like, we haven't had any, like, you know, what are you talking about?
Did you sleep?
And then I went to sleep and woke up and I honestly thought I'd been shot, because when you hear that noise, I didn't think it was real. No, it is 1:30 in the morning. This is a fire alarm. Put your slippers on, put your dressing gown on.
Yeah. It's also the tests as well, because they would do tests like once every term. I think the first test we had was at like 6 in the morning, so everyone was up. We had one like quite late at night. One thing I will say is, it sounds really stupid, but when you go in the shower, make sure you have your clothes.
In case.
Just in case. One of the boys in my block got out the shower and had nothing, and the girls were giving him their dressing gowns because he came out with just a towel around him. Whenever I used to shower, my dressing gown was always hung up, and I had like my underwear and a pair of shorts or whatever, just in case the fire alarm went off, so that I could just quickly get out, because, what are they called? Maintenance people. They would just come round and like be like, get out, and it's like, I'm naked.
Most of the time, to be honest, I missed them, because before I started powerlifting I would just go to the gym like really early in the morning, and so all my flatmates would be like, oh, there was a fire alarm at 7:30, and I was like, oh, I was gone, missed that.
I usually missed them because they would be like midday. Someone would have like tried to fry bacon. Buy shampoo in bulk.
Buy everything in bulk.
Buy everything in bulk,
Toilet
basically.
roll.
But
toilet roll
buy in bulk. But I bought like 2 massive bottles of shampoo, and they literally lasted me to Christmas, like even past. I got back in January and I still had some left. To save money there. Buy everything in bulk, basically.
Yeah, I would do that. I would make like a mass order off of Superdrug online, because they always have 3 for 2 or 50% off or something, and I would buy all my shower gel, shampoo, conditioner, deodorant. I have tons of deodorant.
Or places like B&M, they always have like bulk stuff for like really cheap.
Buying 4 packs of toilet roll.
Even food.
It doesn't last.
Buying like loads of like a big thick thing of pasta lasts you such a long time.
What's my one? This is a small point about maintenance. I have written the words, the maintenance people can't be trusted. The amount of times things went wrong in my flat. Once every 2 weeks the lights in my room would stop working, and it would be a certain half of our halls, none of our lights worked, so every now and then I'd have to go down and be like, hi, it's me again, you know, 26A, none of the lights are working from rooms 1 to 4, if you could go back and fix them, that'd be great. And there were times where they'd go off when you were like getting ready for a night out, and so you'd have to like relocate to the living room with your mirror, your makeup, you know, when you've just got foundation on, nothing else, and you look like a ghost. It was awful, but have the maintenance number, because I never saved the maintenance number.
I didn't save it either, so I never knew what it was.
Whenever things went off, nobody knew what to do if like the office was shut, but just familiarise yourself with the maintenance office, because that's where we picked up parcels, and you spend a lot of time there.
Complaining. The next one I've got, which I didn't realise, you need to unblock your drains regularly. Because shower drains and sink, but shower drains, they sent an email round like before Christmas saying, oh, when you're away we're going to do this something to your drains. I didn't know what it was, so I was like, oh fine, I don't need to touch the drains. I didn't even know that you could take the drain off. I had no idea.
So that was
I had no idea. When I got back after Christmas, it just kept overflowing, and I had no idea why. Like, no idea. I was so stupid. I thought it was because there was like a little gap between the door and like the pan or whatever it was. My dad like put like sticky stuff on it to try and stop it from overflowing. I was like, it's still not working. Like, I would literally get out of the shower and it would have like flooded my whole bathroom and be in my room. And then I was like fiddling around with the drain and like realised you could take it off, and there was this like clump of like so much hair. I was like, oh my god, that is why it keeps overflowing. So make sure you unblock your drains, because it gets gross.
And that was the thing for me, because mine was a wet room, there wasn't just hair in the shower bit, there was hair underneath the toilets, under the sink. So I just like antibacterial wiped everything, absolutely everything. Okay, this is going to get a little bit deep very quickly. Right. If you want to do the stereotypical student, you know, spending all your money, going out all the time, feel free. There is nothing wrong with that. But on the same side, there is nothing wrong with doing the opposite.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go out all the time, if you want to be careful with your money rather than going like into your overdraft, if you can, that's fine. I understand like going out more in freshers than any other time, because that is when you make friends, but don't feel pressured to do stuff just because you think, oh, I'm a student, that's what I have to do, like I've got to live off of takeaway, I've got to like do all this. You know, in America when they would all talk about like the freshman 15, it was like gaining 15 pounds in like as a freshman because you eat such shit.
I lost weight in freshman.
Everyone's like, oh, you know, you're a student, you must live off of like takeaways and Domino's. Like, oh, I had a good few Domino's, had a good few takeaways.
Same.
But if you want to actually cook, feel free. Don't feel stressed if you don't want to go out all the time, or if you just want to go to a pub rather than club. Yeah, some people might think that's weird and judge that, but everyone is their own person. This will be the time for you to become more into your own person. I'd feel like uni is a very odd time because you can either get like sucked into everything, or make sure that you are becoming your own person rather than just like the stereotypical student. Not there's anything wrong with that, because you know,
you've got to do what you want to do. Yeah, I found that like I went out for freshers, but then after freshers I was like, I don't want to go out. Like all my friends would go out. And then I got to after Christmas, I was like, I want to go out. I was out like every week. But like, it was just the mood that I was in. If you don't feel like going out, then don't force yourself to, because you end up not enjoying it anyway. No, you're wasting your money, you don't enjoy it. That money.
And also, I am a girl who needs her sleep. If I didn't want to go out and then I forced myself to go out, the next day I would just be grumpy and miserable. Even if I wasn't hungover, I was just absolutely like grumpy. And then I think when I started doing all my gym stuff, I just didn't really go out and drink anyway, just because it kind of didn't really make sense for what I was doing. But like, if that's what you want to do, do it. I think feeling the pressure to kind of be something to fit in with other people can be quite strong at uni. So just, you do you, boo. Do whatever you want to do. You do you, boo.
Well, I've got this one, which is kind of similar to freezing the bread, but when you cook meals, cook a large batch and freeze half of it.
Cook in bulk!
So like, I would cook like a meal for like 4 people, and then like I had microwavable Tupperware, yeah, and I would just put it in the freezer. When you are hungover or whatever, or you get back from uni and you're like really like can't remember what to cook, whack it in the microwave, 5 minutes, it's done. And then you've got your food and you've cooked it yourself, and it's not like from a takeaway, it's
healthy. We talked about this earlier, about the washing. This sounds very obvious, you've probably all heard it before. Don't wash colours with whites. Because I didn't do this at uni, right, but my dad, the day before I went, washed a red t-shirt with all of my light grey stuff and turned about 5 of my items of clothing all pink, and I had to throw them all away. I had 2 pairs of joggers, 2 t-shirts and a pair of shorts. It was just very traumatic for me. If you can have colour catcher sheets, use colour catcher sheets. I didn't know they existed, but you can just put all your laundry together, put a colour catcher sheet in. The colours don't bleed, but if you don't have that, and our uni had signs all over it saying do not use colour catcher sheets.
I think they had that at ours as well.
Sort your laundry out, it won't be fine, at your own risk. Like, just be careful.
Final point, make sure you wash your tea towels regularly. Because, like, literally think of the bacteria you are wiping back onto your plates. They start to smell. The thing was, in my flat, well, I didn't share mine, but other people would just like leave their tea towels out, and then other people would just use it. There were some tea towels that literally went hard because they were like, it was disgusting. I found I was quite ill after freshers. I just got really ill and had this awful cough, and it would not go. As soon as I started to like properly, when I washed, I'd put my stuff away and make sure no one else used it, and like I always like made sure I changed my tea towels like once like every 2 weeks at least. The cough went. 10 people using 1 tea towel and it hadn't been washed in like a month or longer. How many meals a day?
Just stick with your own.
If you use someone else's stuff, wash it. Some people would like use my plate and then just put it in the sink, because I left it on the drying rack. If you leave stuff on the drying rack, someone will just use it.
We communally shared someone's scissors, and there was only one person that had a pizza cutter. And if you like ask, they would be like, yeah, that's fine, just wash it up afterwards. My cupboard was so full of food that I had to keep all my plates and cutlery in my bedroom.
Yeah, some people did that, which actually
so in that case, you have to dry it up straight away, because like you can't just bring like a dripping plate back into your room. But anyway, on that note, I feel like we should end that here. So that is all from us today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe to both of us. Again, we will both be linked down below. And if you have any other tips you want to add, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm sure we'd love to look at those. Now you've done watching this, please go and look at the Charlotte's video if you haven't already. I'm going to love you and leave you. I hope you all had an amazing day, and I will see you hopefully next Monday with another video. Bye! Bye!